Hello. In this tutorial, we will solve this question. The position function of a particle is given by s of t equals to 2t minus 9t squared plus 12t, and we have t to be positive. We want to find the interval where the function, the interval where it, the particle changes direction, moving right, moving left, speeding down, and finally speeding up. So let's begin. For the first one, we want to find A. What does changes direction mean? It simply means that the velocity is what? Is zero. That is where the direction would change. But what is velocity? Is the derivative of the position function s of t. So here is s prime of t equals to 0. And what is s prime? This is s. So s prime of t will be 6t square minus 18t plus 12. So let's just put this equals to 0. We can factor out 6 so that you have t square minus 3t plus 2 equals to 0. And this we can easily factorize as t minus 2 and t minus 1 equals to 0. So the particle would change direction at t equals to 2 or t equals to 1. Okay. Then B, moving right. Moving right simply means that what? It means that the velocity should be greater than what? Than 0. So we're going to draw like a table now, and how what will be on the table is this. So, but look at this. We're starting from where t equals to 0. So it's like the domain, the time domain is from 0 to infinity. So we can put 0 here. I can start with 0 here, then go this way, infinity. Now we'll use this stationary point, t equals to 1 and t equals to 2 on the number line. So let's draw like a broken line here. And so we'll put also, let's have a line here. Now let's put our v of t, our velocity. What is our velocity? I'll put the velocity in factored form. So which is 6 t minus 2 as well as t minus 1. So we need to take a point just to test. So for example, between 0, you don't need to consider between minus infinity and 0. You don't need to take anything there because we are starting from 0. So between 0 and 1, just take a number like 0.5. This is 6, so 6 is positive, positive everywhere. You can even delete 6 because it's positive number. It won't affect the outcome. But if it's a negative number, you have to keep it there and use the negative number. Let's assume this is minus 6. It's very important you include it in the table. Now, if you take 0.5, put 0.5 minus 2 is a negative number. So this is negative number. You put 0.5 minus 1 is also a negative number. So the result here, positive, negative, negative, will give you positive. Take a number here, between 1 and 2, we can take 1.5. 1.5 minus 2, put 1.5 minus 2 is minus. We'll put 1.5 again here. 1.5 minus 1, it's positive. So we have positive, negative, positive. The result will be negative. Then we can take, say, 3. Between 2 and infinity, we take 3. If I put 3 here, 3 minus 2, it's positive. 3 minus 1 is still positive. So here it's positive. So it means that this moving right is going to be what? Or let me just write it here. Moving right is going to be the interval where the velocity is positive, which is from 0 to 1, union 2 to where? Infinity. So we have two parts. So, and this one you can write it as what? This is in interval notation. In inequality, this means 0 less than t less than 1, comma, then what? T greater than what? Than 2. Okay, so directly from the table, we can answer our question C, which says moving what? Moving left. And what does that mean? Moving left means it means that the velocity is less than 0. So you just need to go to your table and take where the velocity is less than 0. And this is simply what? 1 to 2. Open interval 1 to 2. Don't close the intervals. The interval should be always open, because at these are the stationary points. They are where the velocity is 0. So just leave them open. So here, another way to write this is to say that what? 1 is less than t less than what? 2. Okay, so let's move. The next question is to find where it is what? Speeding down and speeding up. Now to do this, you need the what? You need the uh, acceleration. Why? Because when we say speeding down, what does it mean? It means that the acceleration at and what? Velocity vt have opposite sign. Why speeding up means that what? At, which is the acceleration, and what? Vt have same sign. Okay. All right. So with this, let's try to find the what? The acceleration first. So acceleration, which is what? At, is nothing but the derivative of the velocity. But what is the velocity? If you look at the velocity, this is velocity here. Velocity is this one, which is 60 square. 60 square minus what? Remember, let me write it here. Velocity is 60 square minus 18t, I think, plus 12. Okay, so the derivative of this velocity is nothing but 12t minus 18. So we also need where the velocity is equals to 0, stationary point here. So velocity equals to 0 means that the 12t minus 18 is equals to 0. I can factor out what? 6, so that we have 2t minus 3 is equals to 0. So from here you can see that t is what? Is 3 over 2. Okay. All right. Now we know the acceleration. So let's go and have another table. But this table will be a little bit different now. It will be something like this. What do you have on the table? On your x-axis, you still have 0, which is your starting point. We still have the zeros of the velocity, which are 1 and what? And 2. The same ones we had here. We used here on this table. But in addition, we have to put what? Where the acceleration is also 0, which is 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 is 1.5, which is between 1 and 2. So let's put it somewhere here. Okay, then just similar to what I did earlier, just put like a broken line here. Okay, then let's close it here as well. But what do we have on this side now? We need to have our velocity. So what is our velocity? Remember our velocity, but it's better you put it in factored form. If you look at our velocity, everything here represents our velocity here. Yes. But in a factored form is better. Remember here we factored it. Yes. So which is 6 t minus 2 and t minus 1. Then also we have to put our acceleration a of t, which is going to be just this one, which is 6, then 2 minus 3. All right, so with this now we can try to find what will be the sign. So as usual, take a number between 0 and 1. You can take 0 0.5. If you put 0 0.5 here, 0 0.5, this is already a positive number, so no problem. So this is a positive number. If you like, you can put positive, is always positive. Put 0 0.5 here, this is negative. Put 0 0.5 here, this is also negative. So positive, negative, negative. It means that the velocity will be positive between 0 and 1. Now put that same 0 0.5 here. If you put 0 0.5 here, here you have 2 times 0 0.5 is the same thing as 1 over 2 minus 3. So this will be 1 minus 3, which is negative number. So this is negative number. So you can see that here, the velocity is what? Is positive. The acceleration is negative. They have opposite sign. So it means in this interval, what you have is speed down, speeding down. Now, take a number between 1 and 3 over 2. A number with 1 and 3 over 2, you can take 1.2 or 1.1 because 3 over 2 is 1.5. Now, if you do that, here what will happen here, this is still going to be negative. 1.2 minus 2 is negative, but 1.2 minus 1 is positive. So you have positive, negative, positive. So the velocity will be negative. Then same 1.2, 2 times 1.2 is definitely greater than 3. So this is going to be positive. So here it's positive. So you can see here the velocity is negative, the acceleration is positive. So opposite sign still yet. So it means you will still have what? Speed down in this interval. Then we move to the next interval between 3 over 2 and 2. We can take, say, 1.7. If you take 1.7, what happened? 1.7, you will have, this is going to be minus, this is always positive. This is minus, and 1.7 minus 1, this is going to be positive, right? So everything will be just negative. The 1.7 here times 2 is definitely greater than 3. So this is still positive. So here we still have speed down as well. Okay. Then now between 2 and infinity, I can take 3. If you take 3, what do we have? If you take 3, here will be positive. Here will be positive. So this is positive. If you put 3 here, it's also positive. So both the velocity and the acceleration have the same sign in this interval. So here you have what? This is where you have speed up. So with this, you can answer question D. Question D said speed down will just be what? You can take it as 0, 0, 1, union what? 1, 3 over 2, union 3 over 2 to where? To 2. So in all of this interval, we have speeding down. And just like I said earlier, this point, just leave them open. So you cannot use closed interval here. So this we can write as 0 in inequality. 0, t is between 0 and 1, comma. T is between 3 over 2, comma. or 3 over 2 less than t less than 2. So in this interval, then finally speed up will be what? Just this interval, which is 2 to infinity, which we can write as just what? T greater than 2. So I hope this video it's clear. Thank you for watching. I hope everything is well understood. All right.